on our way to Panther Creek State Park, but first we had to detour and head to the Loves and dump because the dump station is broke at Stony Fort Campground. But that just means we get to go through Big Walker Mountain again. And the Big Walker Mountain Tunnel. Going downhill this time, I believe.
Hey, this is Jerry with Rough Road RV Life. We like looking at freedom. So where has freedom brought us today, this sunny day? To a city in Tennessee called Morriston, which is located close to Panther Creek State Park. We've been staying here for a couple weeks, and we're going to do a review of this park. The entrance is that way. First, we're going to go that way to show you the boat ramp and all that down there, because it's kind of like out of the park. Now this park's got a visitor center, but you do not check in at the visitor center. You just go straight to your site. We're going to keep the camera rolling and go do a review of Panther Creek State Park, Morriston, Tennessee. So this is the road to the boat ramp. You actually drive by the entrance to the state park to get to the boat ramp. It's also where the horse and trailer parking is, and a couple of trails. This is on Lake Cherokee, and we'll get to an overlook of the lake in a little bit. As you can see, it's very wooded. So here we're going to make the right-hand turn, the steep right-hand turn, into the boat ramp parking. And there's one of the numerous trails that goes through this park.
Which one is that? It just says horses only. That's a horse trail.
Yeah, it's one of them. There's lots of trails here, and they're all kind of like interlooped, interconnected.
There's
the Piney Cove Trail, people.
Yep,
and that goes to the old wagon trail, which would probably go to something else,
And it goes over to the old farm trail and also connects to the Trout Lily Trail. I rode my bike there the other day.
Yeah. They give you a map, but good luck with the map.
It's an adventure.
Okay, so here we are coming to the boat ramp, and this is the only access to the lake. There's another trail.
Deer Run Trail to Old Wagon Trail.
There's some parking. So if you wanted to boat or kayak, this would probably be the place. And this is not actually the lake. This is actually like an inlet off the lake.
No swimming.
It's a single boat ramp. A little bit of an incline. And this is the inlet that goes to the lake, like a cove. Inner loop, outer loop.
Trout Lily Trail.
Yeah.
Which is a bike trail, but hiking too. Pioneer Trail.
So when you make a right back to the main road out of the boat ramp, you come up to this little horse trailer parking area. Right here. Panther Creek State Park, horse trailer parking.
They do have maps on these kiosks, but they don't have a star or anything to show where you are. So you have to kind of figure that one out on your own.
And there's some trails here out of the horse park.
That's a horse trail only over here. Horse and hiking over here. This is hikers and horses here. We went in right here.
Yep.
And this is the inner and outer loop. And you can also bike here on trails. Right there. And then we came out over here on the Outer Loop Trail, just right over there.
All right, so we're going to head back to the park. So if you go past the entrance to the park, you'll come to the boat ramp, and then a little bit past the boat ramp is the horse trailer parking with those little hiking area there. And also you got the hiking area by the boat ramp. So around the bend, we're going to go to the park entrance and make a left and head into the park. Okay, so we're turning into the park. And they have disc golf here. And this is the visitor center. And I have not seen it open, so I believe it is COVID closed. Corona closed. And I believe in that little cage area they keep an owl. It's not out at the moment. But you can pick up your trail maps there up by the door. There's a little box up there that says maps. But the center itself hasn't been open. But you do not check in here. You just go to your site.
Right.
All right, let's continue to the park.
So out to the right here is the Frisbee Golf Course, and also part of one of the hiking trails, Panther Creek Trail, that will eventually go along Panther Creek. And this is just a nice walk, even if you walk along the road up here. But part of it does go along the road. It's a loop, as most of the trails are here.
It's a large park. There's only one campground loop, but there's a lot to it. Now coming up here on the left is like the recreation center. There's a pool up here, volleyball courts. They have, I believe they have tennis courts here. There's a playground.
And then here's some of the trail that's out here. The kids play soccer out here. We've seen track teams out here running track. I think they had a meet the other day.
Local schools come out here.
And the creek is right down there. And we'll see that in a minute. Nice playground area. This place is usually packed. It's like we don't know where all the people are.
Yeah, we're here at the good time of the day. I think when people get off work, they come over here and run and walk.
Yeah, this is a great local spot, I believe. There's no admission for this park. There's donation boxes, but
right.
So anyone can come here and take advantage of the trails.
There's the pool. It's empty right now.
Pool is closed.
Tennis courts. There's an observatory.
That's what we got to check out. We haven't been there yet. The Norris C. Blackburn Jr. Wildlife Observatory.
Basketball and there is the beach volleyball. And there are deer here.
Every day.
Yeah, we've seen fawns feeding on their mama right out there in the middle of the field, and that's a pretty good herd of them.
Campground is right that way, and the creek is between here and the campground. And this is part of Panther Creek Trail. And you can see the creek on this side of the road right there.
So there's the campground entrance.
Here.
We're going to keep on going to the overlook. This is a pavilion area.
And
let me just pull in here.
Trailheads are here as well.
There's the Lost Road Trail Loop. There's some cool rocks to climb on up in there.
Nice picnic areas and grills.
Get you a better shot of those rocks. You could go in there and climb up on rocks. If that's what you like to do. And a picnic area. There's some more of the rocks.
There's one of the trails, or mine trail. And all these trails are interconnected. So you could technically walk all day. If you chose.
There's one of the trails we like to walk right there. It's called the Seven Sinkholes Trail.
It's a half mile loop. Well, 0.6 of a mile.
And it takes you around 7 big sinkholes.
Restrooms.
And they got a little net set up here for, I guess, volleyball or maybe badminton if you choose to do badminton.
And we see people sitting and having a picnic lunch in this area, on the grass, on the picnic tables.
In the early evening, we see people with their chairs setting up to watch the deer. Okay, we're going to go to the overlook now.
So the girls and I walked up here today, and the round trip to the end and back was about 3 miles. So not bad at all. It is uphill and then downhill.
When she says the girls, she's referring to our 2 dogs.
Tara and Luna.
Yeah, not daughters.
Yeah.
They are our daughters now.
Yeah, our kids grew up, and so now we have dogs.
Yeah, they're sisters.
Tara and Luna.
They are the roughs in our rough road.
It goes. Right here is a trail crossing. Trail system to your left, and right here to your right. You can access trails there. There's not parking though. You have to park in the parking lot back there.
So as you can see from all the driving that we've kind of done so far, just kind of how big and spread out this park is. We haven't even made it to the campground yet. We're going up here.
Yeah. Like I said this morning, I didn't really notice the up, but I sure noticed the down with 2 dogs that like to smell stuff. A lot of redirection on the way down.
And that would not be Sharon redirecting the dogs. That would be the dogs redirecting her.
Yeah.
Especially the one.
Yeah, we have a one that's difficult. She's just a little bit stubborn.
That would be the one that Sharon trained. I have the good dog. Okay, here's a
Point Lookout Overlook. I went there. It's a nice trail. Very nice. Cherokee Lake, only 3/4 of a mile. So if you want to hike down to the shores of Cherokee Lake, you can go that trail. There's also another trail you can take, the Lake Trail. And get up close and personal to Cherokee Lake.
Is that 3/10 straight uphill?
No, it's downhill.
There you go.
A picnic area overlooking the lake. You probably can't see from here, but the lake is right out there.
We have a better overlook coming.
A lot of the trails as you hike along, this is your view. You can see the lake and the hills in the distance.
And we'll show you when we make the loop, the turn up here. On the inside of this, there's a big picnic area.
Oh yeah. This is a really nice area.
Yes, we're still in the park.
It's a beautiful place to watch a sunset too. It is popular, but we've not had any problem coming up here and finding a parking place if we needed to.
So we're coming up to what would be the actual end of the park, and it loops back around. You got more pavilions here. You got a restroom up here.
Pack it out though. There are no trash cans.
And
I see a trash can.
Yeah.
But it said pack it out. I had to pack out dog poop this morning.
So I think I'm going to just pull over here so we can get out and go show you the overlook. Right here. It's a good spot. Okay, so here we are at Panther. Well, this is actually Lake Cherokee. And I think it's a really cool lake. You got all these little islands scattered out throughout the lake. You got a great view. Look at that view out there. The mountains in the background. Lake Cherokee.
It's beautiful.
And this is the best view of the lake in the park. There's really no lake access except the boat ramp. So,
You can see this from the trails.
yes.
So, the Point Lookout Trail. Not this big of an opening, but you can see a nice lake view from up there.
So, Lake Cherokee. So we were just down in that little area looking over the lake, and kind of walk up and around, and it takes you to the set of kiosk signs explaining what you're looking at.
There's a lot to read here, but very interesting history on this area.
Said it might have been Daniel Boone, could have been the first settler in this area. Well,
The first one, yeah. Indians were here first. There's a Panther Creek picnic in 1908. Stagecoach Inn. Talked about what it served as during the Civil War. And here's what I like to read, these diary entries. Here's one from Kate Livingston between 1859 and 1868. Talks about farming in the area. Holston River. I hiked by that on the
it's a
Appalachian
TVA
Trail.
lake. Tennessee Valley Authority.
So Panther Creek provides 1,435 acres of land for public recreation and wildlife habitat. Here's an overview of everything. And here is a You Are Here. Pretty impressive. There's a lot of reading here.
Yes, it is.
But there's one of the pavilions, as you can see right there. Picnic areas. Okay, heading on up to the last little turnaround point. There's also a trail up there as well, but there's no place to park. You need to walk to that trail because there is no parking beyond this point.
But we do have a turnaround loop.
Yep.
And there is a trail down here.
The Ridgecrest Trail. And that joins another trail. Right there is the Ridgecrest Trail. There's some folks down there, so we're not going to take a picture, but just so you see. I don't know if you can tell from this video, but we can already see little teensy-weensy tinges of color change. Not much, but there's a little bit.
But it's a nice picnic area here.
It's going to be in the 40s in a couple days, you said?
Yeah, that's what it said, like 47, 48.
Dip into the 40s.
So this is the end of the park going this way. So we've been to the boat ramp. That was one end. The overlook here, this is another end. And now we're going to head back to the campground.
It's another little picnic island that we passed on our way going. There's two little areas like this.
And they have these little donation boxes all around, since there's no admittance to the park. No admission fee to the park. Now we're going downhill.
Yeah, see, it doesn't look like this steep, did it, going up? Nice view out.
Still going down.
Oh yeah, the whole down, all the way to the campground is down. It's a down, down, down. Well, nope, there's a little up right before you get there.
Not much.
Not compared to this.
No, we're not in Florida. Well, we've about made it out of this part. Panther Creek.
Right there. The trail system runs on both sides of the creek, as well as it's on the campground. Very popular place right there.
Here we go to the campground. There's the campground store, which is open, but it has kind of strange hours. It's like late afternoon, early evening. And this is a new metal bridge. I think they're going to replace the closed wooden bridge with.
That'll make it nicer to get to the Panther Creek Trail. Easier.
Now we're entering the campground. You've got inner campsites and outer campsites. There's number one.
Some of these are short, so pay attention to what size you need.
Yeah.
They do have Wi-Fi here. So these are sites 4, 5, 6, 7. Bathhouse number 1 right there.
Yep. And the little pavilion.
So right here on my left is site 11, right there. 13. And then over here, we've got our even numbers coming up. 14, 16.
There's one of the Wi-Fi towers.
Yeah, there's another one. Right there. Oops, I can't get it. It's right there. Site 19's right there. On my left. 21.
There we are.
And look at this. Site 22.
Someone needs to mow their site.
There's Rough Road. Now up the hill there are tent platforms that I assume go with each campsite.
This campground seems nice and quiet right now as we're driving around, but let me tell you, it was anything but quiet over the weekend.
It's a little uphill here. So there's 32 right there.
And another big Wi-Fi tower.
And there's access to another trail right here. The Ore Mine Trail is right up there. There's 33, and that's what I mean. That's a short site.
35 is too, look at that.
Yeah, some of these are, van life maybe.
Yeah, the pop-up fits there. Wait for it.
Site 36, site 37. 39 is right there, that empty site.
The Wi-Fi tower.
41 to my right. And 42 to my left.
Now, these are paved sites.
No privacy here.
No. Not a whole lot of yard.
Well, I think they have a nice distance between sites. They're not on top of your neighbor. But
And that's it. Here we are to site 50.
it's 49 right there. That's a nice site because you can just overlook site 49. There's site 50. Another short site. Electric and water.
And as we come back out to the country store, camp store, the dump station is right here. This is the dump station.
Non-campers here, $5 fee. That's not bad. The going rate seems to be $10.
Yeah, 10 to 12.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go.
Circle back around, and that's it. So you have the campground area, you got the boat ramp area, and you got the overlook area. And those are the three main areas. And the visitor center, I guess, would be another area, right?
And trails all in between.
Yep.
As little or as much as you want, as easy or as difficult as you want it. They range from easy to difficult. Most, I would say, are moderately difficult, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Most are moderate.
So you're walking over like rocks and roots and loose gravel. Some of them are nice and flat and wide, though. They're not all
But if you have
narrow trails.
If you have prey-driven dogs, just be careful. There is a little access trail here. It's hard to spot. It's right by, did we pass it already?
I think this is it.
It's right there. Yeah. Just right after site 12. So
There's a
between
little bridge there.
12 and 14, that'll take you to the recycling center nature path. It's recycle path. I don't know the name of it. I'll post that up here, but it's just a loop. It's about a mile, right?
1.3.
1.3.
That was our little tour of Panther Creek State Park. It's got 50 sites, paved sites. I would say for the most part they're pretty close to level. You might have to put a little bit of a board maybe under them, but we did okay here without using anything. It has Wi-Fi. It's got the bathrooms. The showers are very good. They're not the push button. You just turn it on and the water keeps coming, and it's warm and hot. And they're very nice restrooms. There's 2 of them right here in the park, 1 at each end. And of course the hiking trails, biking trails, they got the horse trails, so there's numerous places to go out and walk. Lake Cherokee itself is, this park is not really what you would call a lakefront park. It's got the creek that runs through it, Panther Creek, which is really nice. And you can actually get out and wade in the creek if you choose to. There's lots of even when you're hiking the trail, you can go down off the trail into little areas where the creek runs by. And I see people out there, their kids wading around. They even got some trees that go across the creek that people go across the tree trunks on to cross the creek. So there's things that you can do here. They got the disc golf, they got the volleyball, they got the basketball, they got the soccer, they got the pool when it's open. And this is a very popular destination, it seems, for people getting off work to come over here and jog and walk the trails. So it's only about 12 miles outside of the big city of Morriston, which has got anything you might need in Morriston. As you can see our site here, we've got water, 50 amp service. We've got enough room, as you can see, to get our carpet out in our dog pen. Picnic table. Got a grill over here, so it's a nice park. Maybe the Verizon service is pretty good.
Very good.
We've had no problem with Verizon.
Very good. And there's also kayaking and boating opportunities here. I'm distracted by the crows.
Yeah, there's crows crowing.
Yeah, but of course I love all the trails here. If you like to hike mountains, you'll love this. And the views of the Lake Cherokee are beautiful.
Yes. And if you travel around with the horse. There's the horse trails. I have not seen anybody traveling around with a horse. Saw a lady with a pig.
We did. We
Yeah.
saw potbelly pig
And
and a cat, an RV cat at our last place. Right?
Yeah. So that was interesting. So I guess with that being said, we'll just go ahead and wrap this video up. Panther Creek State Park, Morriston, Tennessee.
Oh, a little shout out for Tennessee State Park System. They do give seniors 62 and over a discount.
There we go.
So, little bonus. Not every state does that.
There
Thank
you
you,
go, ladies.
Tennessee.
Find yourself an old man, get a discount.
That's why I keep him around. He's my discount.
I'm a discount. I get the discount and drive the RV. Panther Creek State Park. This is Gary, Sharon behind the camera. Our two lazy dogs inside taking a nap because God forbid they walked 2 miles today. They passed out.
They walk 3.
3 miles today.
3.
They've passed out for the whole afternoon now. Anyway, we like looking at freedom. Hope to see you on the road. Safe travels. Take care.